Welcome to Layaaswaada, Taste of Rhythm, an exclusive performance-oriented programs on Laya concepts in Carnatic music. In this episode, we are going to continue from the previous one where we explored what really happens on the stage while playing along for the compositions. And today we have instrumental music and the dynamics involved with instrumental music. We have Vidwan Shri Amith Nadig on the flute and Vidwan Shri K.U. Jayachandra on the Mridangam.
What you just did during the Anupalvi is Pannaga Bhushanudai is the Sahitya. There is a lot of scope for the Mridangam player to improvise. Yes. Can you please take us through this process?
Yes. For example, if you can sing, I will say what exactly, how can we embellish that point?
Pannaga Bhushanudai.
Taka dim dim ta dim dim ta taka dim itaka chano taka dim itaka chano takita takita dim. This is the basic nade format. How it goes. That means the gap between each word, the sahityam. is takadime, 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 takita, takita, dim. That is the horse. So when that kind of horse comes, so it is so, we are tempted to play the improvisation part. And if the performer, the lead performer is good enough to sustain that, and we show the more aggressive, or we can show the lot of variations, including the nade changes. So, for example, I will say again, Amith, I will request Amith to sing the same thing, and I will show how the nade changes, variations we can try. Takadime, takadime, takita, takita, dim. Takadime, takachano, takadime, takachano, takita, takita, dim, dim, takadime, dim, dim, takita, dim, takita, 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 dim, dim, takadim, tik, tadim, 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 dim. Said, this is how it can be embellished.
Really requires me to ask you one more question here. I am sure you would have played hundreds of concerts, thousands of concerts, and hundreds of different artists for the same Kruti. What really amazed me was you played exactly at the point where the charana starts, which is 2 aksharams after the sama. So can you please talk to us about how you do it, how to imbibe that quality as a Mridangam player for all the students?
Wonderful. There are many things actually, but what I really say is, according to me, we should listen to many Krutis. So there are thousands and thousands of Krutis are there, but we cannot listen to all the Krutis. Some of the Krutis which are more performed, so we can definitely listen to that kind of Krutis. And many Krutis have a different kind of edapos in Anupallavi or Charanas. So sometimes if we know the Kruti, and that is a very nice feeling, and that's a very nice way to play the Muktayam to the exact edapo. If we don't know, then the thing is that let us play it to the Sama, the starting point of the Kruti. And usually what will happen is main performer or the lead performer, he will take it from the edapo. And he will leave that gap and he will take it from the edapo. That is also sounds nice.
one last question about this section is, as a Mridangam player, what is the approach in playing together with another musician on Viloma Chapu as opposed to Mishra Chapu? What is the thought process?
So basically when we say Viloma Chapu and the Mishra Chapu, so Mishra Chapu starts like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the combination. So the 3 will come first and the 4 will come second. So when we say the Viloma Chapu, the 4 will come first and 3 will come second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So we should provide the groove in 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And we should do the justice by playing Viloma Chapu in Viloma Chapu way only. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3.
Because I observed that after the final Muktayam, after I played the Charana and the Pallavi, the final Muktayam also you played on the one of the Viloma Chapu.
Yes,
not of the
exactly.
Mishra. So that is the rule all of us should follow, is what you are saying.
Yes. Amit ji, I would like to ask you one question. As a performer, as a melody-oriented performer, when we play as for a Layaaswaada, like how we played for a Viloma Chapu, what kind of mindset you have to adjust to that?
This is a challenge that all instrumentalists will have, especially flutists, because we don't have someone always giving a reference of the thala. So sometimes when we play a concert, there will be a situation where we have to adjust and understand and play along with the Mridangam player.
Yes.
Because when I play with a top player like you, you know that the Viloma Chapu adjustment of the mindset has to be done on stage for everybody.
Absolutely, yes.
So that is the plan in which we have to go. On top of that, in addition to that, I would also add the knowledge of the Kriti and the Sahitya matters a lot.
Exactly.
So if you are playing, if you are thinking of Viloma Chapu as the ulta of Mishra Chapu, you will invariably go wrong after some time.
Exactly.
If you know the Kriti and the Sahitya, you will always sing in your mind voice and you will not go wrong.
And it is, and I personally feel that it is not a easy job to shift from the regular Chapu to Viloma Chapu. It requires a totally different kind of approach on your mind to play for that kind of song.
So my question and a point of discussion for everyone is, as you all know, before Tripura Sundari starts, you have 14 quarter notes. There are so many schools of thought.
Yes.
Can you please take us through this?
Yes, and as you could see, there is a beautiful place where we can express our mathematical feelings, our mathematical monodharmas. Is one of the such rare kriti is Dharini Telusukunti, and each school has their own way of mathematical input where they can try out to play different kind of I would say chorus here. And also it is so that spot is so beautiful when you play that chorus and the silence in a way, and that embellishes the kruti to totally a different level. Also, when we play this kruti, there is a kind of little more aggressive approach dynamically for this kruti because of its tempo and because of its sangatis, what we call as the sangatis, that and the gap there before the Tripura Sundari. So that's why this kriti is so special for a Layavadya Kara to express all his mathematical brilliance and manodharma.
A follow-up point of discussion is, you were talking about having an aggressive dynamic to this kriti. When you play with another person on the concert stage, does this kriti dictate and define how you play for this kriti, or does the place at which I am playing this kriti, just before the main item or after another powerful kriti, do you change the approach of playing with me based on the kriti or the time of the concert?
Yeah, I would rather say the kriti itself dictates that kind of approach for the presentation from a Layavadyakarya. And that when you play the sangatis like what the performer, usually the melody performer plays, that adds different dimension to this kriti rather than playing a sarvalagu or a groovy pattern, especially on this kriti.
Your thoughts on this kind of accompaniment, Jay sir, please.
See, that's why we say a Layavadyakarya has to be a musician. Unless he gets the feeling of the raga, kriti and the bhava, sahitya, everything, he cannot be a good musician. When he gets that, it will add a totally different color, different dimension to his manodharma. So this raga requires a totally subdued way of expression. So that comes with the lots of listening of the kritis.
What actually triggers another thought is, we played a kriti like Darini Telusukonti. Now we played a kriti like Paripalayama, which are two ends of the spectrum. One is an aggressive dynamic, as you used the word, and then other subdued aggressiveness. I would still say, because when you play softly, it doesn't mean you're playing less powerfully. You're still playing powerfully, but it is soft.
Yes.
So to drive home that point, one question is, there are a lot of uruttus and solkattus that you play in Darini Teluskonti. does it mean you should not play it in a kriti like Paripalayama?
Wonderful point. And I would rather answer this question with the playing on the Anupallavi of the same Kruti.
Fantastic. Yes. So
And definitely we can play the Urutus, but not as predominantly as what we played in Darinike Telsukunti. If you observed what we did, I was totally silent in the Anupallavi, at the starting point of the Anupallavi, and at the end I played a Muktayam, so that he understood that he has to take the Kriti after the Muktayam. So that is the point. I just indicated to him that I am playing a Muktayam there and you can take the Kriti.
But where do you draw the line of playing with the other player? For me, for example, with me, when you are playing with me, you would probably want to draw a line of, okay, I'm going to play with Amith and play only the Sankatis what he's playing. Follow him sometimes. Most of the times, you want to take off on your own, bring all your experience into play, embellish the concert in a different way. Also making sure that the person who is playing the melody, he is not thrown off the balance.
If you have observed, in the Anupallavi, he has done so many variations, and that is sometimes it is quite specific for the instrumental player to do little more variations rather than a vocal or a singer. So, as a percussion player or as a Layavadyakara, what I will keenly observe what would be the next line. So, he started with tadim, tadim, takadim, takitadim, that kind of sangatis. So, there are some general sangatis which general kind of improvement they do after one sangati, and we sometimes expect that kind of sangatis and we try to play along with that kind of sangatis. But that's a stage, that's the beauty of a live performance. Sometimes according to the manodharma of a main performer, he may not play that. So that is the indication that he may play something different. So I must play a groovy on a safer side. That's how the mindset is. Sometimes you feel he is doing lot of stuffs with that kind of things, and it is better I be a groovy. I should play the groovy so that he can do all his manodharmas without any hesitation on a for a tempo and for the talam. So that's how we feel. Also, sometimes if we feel that he is doing too many things of sangatis, probably he is crossing the proportion, we will strongly indicate him that we play the groove so that please go to the next sangati. That's how it is. That's the beauty of the mind game along the mind game involved with the performance. Also, if you have observed there, at the end of the Anupallavi, he has played a birka. Birka is nothing but playing something in the speed. Is a kind of sangati which he is played in the speed. And as a percussion artist, what I should do is, I should allow him to express that birka. Rather than playing along with that and making it jumble, if I leave that if I give a silence there, it sounds so beautiful. That's how it should. Amit, now I want to ask you a question. When you played the Anupallavi, I played a Muktaya at the end of the Anupallavi, and you continued the Sangatis from there. What you were thinking, what was in your mind when I played the Muktayam? You wanted to really to take from there, or you want to give a little more pause and take from maybe next avartana or after 1 or 2 avartanas?
Yeah.
What was your observation and what was your feeling about that?
What happens during in a live concert situation is, when I'm playing something, I will always look for a muktayam. I will always look for the Mridangam player to come and join me on a muktayam so that I will pick up from where I left off.
Yes.
When you play a muktayam, I might still have the capacity to go on with the same sa or any sangati. I can still go on for another 2 avartanas or 3 avartanas. But the very fact that you actually played the muktayam indicates to me that you want all of us to be together.
Yes.
When we are playing in a band, I would never let you high and dry, let you, clueless, that you gave me a muktayam that I want to showcase to the audience, say I can still go on and not play Anupallavi. That will not sound or, look good in a concert situation. Jay sir, of course, we all know we are playing an alapana. We can go on, especially a raga like Todi, we can play on
Hours together,
on
yes.
and on and then bore everybody. But my very important question is, when I'm sure your mind is not idle as a Mridangam player when I am playing an alapana, or anybody is singing an alapana or a violin player. What is going through your mind? Are you preparing for something that is coming ahead, or what is going through your mind?
Wonderful question. I think I want to answer this question from so many years. Until unless we enjoy the melody, we cannot be a good artist. What I say every time, this one. We have to be in that momentum to continue that, the moment. Most of the time what happens is, even I have come across that during my initial time, when the alapana is happening, I used to think what mathematical kuru I can play in the Tanya Vartanam. How I can prepare myself for the Tanya Vartanam. But experienced show me you cannot prepare a Tanya Vartanam like that. Why? Because your Tanya Vartanam has to be the extension of that Kriti. So until you cannot fix a korve, you cannot fix a nade, you cannot fix anything until unless you know the tempo, the Kriti, the meaning of the Kriti, and how you can continue from there. How they ended the swaras, everything. Then only you are continuing the form from where they left. if you have observed, that was totally live,
Extempore.
extempore. It was not prepared at any point. And if you have seen, there was hits and misses when it happened. In some point, I was expecting some kind of chorway, but he brilliantly displayed some other kind of chorway. And at some point, we joined together and made it looks grand.
Can you talk us through about your experience in anticipation and how to not get ahead of yourself?
When the match comes, we have to be very careful, even though if it is that same chorway which has been played from centuries. Sometimes, according to the manodharma of the melody player, he may change, he may alternate that a little bit. So we have to be very careful. What I mean by very careful is we should play it very softly so that we totally understand the chorway first.
So when I was playing the Kanda Korapu, probably I will know 10 different combinations of playing the Kanda.
Correct.
You will probably know 100 different variations. Where do you draw the line? Do you impose your ideas on the other person, or will you hold back and play? And when it is time for you to showcase in the Tani Avartan, you do it.
Absolutely, absolutely. See, I think when you are playing along with the melody, you should always hold back, because you should leave it to the melody player to embellish that mathematical combination in that raga in totally different way. And given the chance, when you get a chance to play in Netanya Vartanam, you can definitely play that same, maybe the same chorway in 100 different ways, and tell him that you can also play like this, you can also play like that. You can convey that to him.
Okay.
That's a very nice way of exchanging the ideas. Even though I didn't know this Tilana was not so mathematically not so complicated.
Correct.
It was melody oriented Tilana.
Correct.
So it was quite easy to play for this Tilana. That's what I felt like that. There are Tilanas which are mathematically very complicated that we feel difficult sometimes to play for that time. So again, the approach is the same. Be very careful, be dynamically very low. As a percussion player, I feel for unknown tilanas and varnas, active listening is most important. Guruprasanna ji, I would like to ask one question to you. When we played that Orachupu, Mukala Edopu Kruti, I was silent at the Anupallavi part. So what was in your mind at that time?
Typically in a concert, what happens is Khanjira or Ghatam artist will start a few cycles after the Mridangam artist starts. Sometimes when there is a long pause like what you gave for Anupallavi there, we will be in double mind. Should I play? Should I also pause? What is going on in, because that is extremely difficult for me to understand. I have two options to do. One is just sit silent and look at you, what you are doing, and actively follow you, both actions as well as what is your kind of thinking, how do you are approaching.
Yes.
Or I play completely differently, which probably takes over your mindset. What I generally do as a Kanjira artist is I study a Mridangam artist a lot.
Yes.
And that is very important.
Yes, I think the most important aspect here is the eye contact. So when I wanted to silence, probably I may not see him. See, it happens sometimes that I want to keep silent, and when I want him to play, I will look at the Kanjiram artist or the Ghatam artist, so that he immediately takes off from there and make it very grand.
Yeah, so I think the crux here is to understand, to know about the school of thought.
Yes.
Because I know you come from the great Palghat Maniyar lineage, and there is a lot of pause that is given in that lineage. Yes. And as a Khanjira artist, it is very important for me to know that why that pause is coming. There is a meaning associated with that pause, and make sure not to take over that pause. So, and I have to be actively anticipating what do you do, and try to get that, or immediately within the first beat I need to understand, okay, this is what is happening, and join to enhance the impact.
Very right. Namaskaram to all of you. First of all, my heartiest congratulations to Samatva Foundation, founded by my dearest friend Khanjira Maestro G. Guruprasanna. This is not at all an easy job to work, produce, plan, and exclusive 25 episodes just on Layam. It requires lots of planning, and it will really emotionally, mentally, it's very, very tough job, and Guruprasanna has done it. I am so proud of him, and my heartiest congratulations to all the team of Samatva Foundation. Personally, that is an enriching experience for me to share lots of my thoughts, my ideas, and the ideas of Amith ji, who is a wonderful flautist, beautiful melody player, finally come out with some of the very nice answers for some of the questions which remained silent for some time. I request all the Sangeeta Rasikas, students, musicians to take the advantage of this wonderful work, listen to these videos, audios, and encourage the artist, encourage the foundation, and always bless us. Thank you.
Hello and namaskars to everyone. This episode for me personally has been a deep dive into some questions that have been pondering me for so many years, and this particular exercise made sure that I can come up with those questions, think and put those words into actions, and share the stage with some of the great musicians that we have seen, and very, very lucky to have had the opportunity to play with Vidwan K.U. Jayachandra, one of my favorite Mridangam players, and to pick his brains and find out what he thinks about different aspects of playing in a Carnatic concert, different challenges he has, different challenges I face. And this episode, I really hope it will give an insight to a lot of music students and music connoisseurs to understand and to appreciate what a Carnatic situation goes through. And maybe it answers some of your questions as well. And I sincerely hope you all support Samatva Foundation in all the endeavors that they do right now and in the future. And my best wishes to Samatva Foundation, Vidwan, G. Guruprasanna and Pallavi Guruprasanna. And I wish them all the best, and thank you. Take care. Bye.
That was an amazing, insightful session from Vidwan Shri Amith Nadig and Vidwan Shri K.U. Jayachandra, where we got to know lots of elements and the dynamics that involve on a stage when performing with instrumental music. We thank Vidwan Shri Amith Nadig and Vidwan Shri K.U. Jayachandra for coming over and doing this episode for Samatva Foundation and Layaaswaada, Taste of Rhythm.